Doctor in distress, let's all answer his SOS. Doctor in distress, give him back now, we won't take less. Doctor in distress. Hello and welcome back to the Doctor Who Marathon. I'm your host McEdam, and today we're going to be talking about the 1985 hit Doctor in Distress by Who Cares, a made-up name for the band that made this particular song. Yes, but today we're going to be talking about this song. I know it's not really anything to do with like the canonicity nor fiction or anything, but I just want to talk about this because it's such a bizarre event that happened in the Doctor Who fandom. So basically what happened was this. Doctor Who at the time of 1985 had a massive fan base just after the eras of both the fourth Doctor, played by Tom Baker, and the fifth Doctor, played by Peter Davison, both being extremely popular. And then with Colin Baker's Doctor, with a lot of controversial decisions, for example, making him a melodramatic, overindulgent Doctor who likes the sound of his own voice and thinks that he is above everyone, really put the fan base on a kind of turn. And though there was still a huge majority of fans, during this time, people who didn't watch Doctor who wasn't part of the fan base, really saw this show as something that was kind of embarrassing. It was kind of silly. I mean, we had this Doctor with this very colourful costume and whatever. But there was also some behind-the-scenes issues as well, as John Nathan Turner and Eric Sadewood had conflicting ideas on how the show should be progressing during the Sixth Doctor era. And also the head of BBC at the time, Michael Grade, just absolutely hated the show. He has spoken on multiple occasions that he doesn't like Doctor Who and wished that it would just go away. And he almost had his wish, as in during the showing of the story Time Lash, Doctor Who was put on was announced to be going on a 6-month hiatus after the finishing of that season, which cancelled some ideas that John Nathan Turner had for season 23. The original money that was put for the budget of that show was later used to become tax writes-off, and so the show was basically left with only a little bit of money and a little bit of time, as the show was basically halted from production. They weren't even allowed to go on studio, on sets, to spend time working on this. So basically production had to basically stop, and I believe the show was considered cancelled. Was cancelled at one point, but because of fan backlash that was predicted, they only put it off for 6 months. During this time, the fan base went absolutely berserk. One thing about Doctor Who fans is that we are very passionate about our beloved little British television programme. And one of those big fans is Ian Levine. He is better known as the unofficial Doctor Who continuity advisor. Basically, John Nathan Turner, I don't think he was paid for it because he's unofficial, but John Nathan Turner had him on his era of the show to keep continuity balanced. So if a new writer came along and wanted to write for the Daleks or the Cybermen, and they wrote a story which didn't add up, maybe, let's just say, they changed the name of the home planet that the Cybermen are from, then it's Ian Levine's job to basically tell them, no, the Cybermen's planet is Mondas, which was destroyed, and then they had Telos. So he was a big fan that actually got working on the show. He was one of the first fans to work on the show, and whilst he heard about this cancellation, he decided to put all of his efforts to try and show how amazing this fan base is and how important this shows to me, means to people. So he teamed up with Paul McEdam, a record producer who was, prior to that, he used to work on the Doctor Who annuals, books that would be released yearly. And them two, they made a song, a Doctor in Distress. And for some reason, they styled the song in a charity kind of like Earth Aid kind of style of music. Now, what's really important about this venture is that it was actually then used for charity with the money that this music video made went to cancer research. So some people might be still alive today because of Doctor in Distress. That is just hilarious. So let's talk about the actual song itself, because it is the most cringeworthy, ridiculous, stupidest thing I've ever heard. But it's so proud in its ridiculousness. It's so engulfed in its stupidness. But it's really, really funny. They bring back a lot of Doctor Who actors to play, to voice in the song with the little bits. They even got Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant to return. Colin Baker he only gets a little line. There are evil metal creatures who try to exterminate. And for that little bit, he has you can see he's having a lot of fun on it. Nicola Bryant, God bless her soul, really actually tried to sing in this, and you can clearly tell that she was struggling with this. She was uncomfortable, and she's not a singer by any means, and so God bless her, she was forced into this situation where she clearly didn't want to be in, and so maybe that's why she left during the next season. Who knows? We also have, one of my favourite bits is Nicholas Courtney and Anthony Ainley singing a little bit. And Anthony Ainley just really doesn't care. He just goes, bring it here, and the master. And you can see, and he just sits there and it's just like, I really don't want to be here. This is the most insulting thing. Whereas Anthony Ainley is just laughing at the ridiculous at this. And it's just like, this is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. Whereas he goes, what's his line? And a canine computer, which always fills me with glee. He just has so much fun, even though he has a little bit of this. Another very important thing to note about this is its music video. We have a very stylish, but very dated music video. Now, what's important by this is that the music video was one of the first productions by BBV, which would go on in the 90s to make fan-made and official Doctor Who spin-off films that went straight to DVD. Sorry about that, there was a fly in here. And this would be their first connection to Doctor Who, really, and that's just bizarre to connect us to this. We also have just a list of singers from Blue Moody, and just drummer from Jam is in this, and just a bunch of celebrities, which really, it's just very strange. We also have this woman just screaming out, no, 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 no! Which that bit is really annoying, but God bless her. I don't think anybody would have made that bit sound any good, so maybe she did well after this. I don't know. I don't actually know who she was. And she also goes, where's that doctor over there? and you could just feel that this is just something that's really, really embarrassing. So yeah, that's Doctor in Distress. Overall, it is just one of the most cringy, most stupidest things that has ever come from the Doctor Who fandom. Ian Levine, who made this, has even stated it was a complete farce. It was a terrible, embarrassing mark on the fandom, and he regrets making this, which is just really, really funny. There you go. So that's Doctor in Distress. So join me next time where this whole debate actually finds itself in the show as the Doctor is on trial. So I'll see you next time for The Mysterious Planet. I'll see you next time. Ta-da!